This is the pendant that we're going to make, which can be made into earrings. And here are some different color combinations for the earrings. And some different color combinations as a pendant. So, let's talk about the materials that we're going to need. For this pendant, you're going to need size 11 Toho seed beads, 6mm round beads, 7 of them, as well as one size 6 Toho seed bead and a bail or jump ring with a chain. So let's get started. I'm using a size 10 beading needle with about 1.5 yards of 6-pound fire line. And I'm going to start by stringing on a stop bead. When I get to the end here, I just loosely tie it on because that's going to be temporary. Next, I'm going to add 6mm small seed bead, 6mm large seed bead, 6mm small seed bead, and string that on. Then I'll go back up through all those seed beads except for the stop bead. That'll form a loop. Here's where I can take off that stop bead, pull tight and tie a knot. With my knot here, I'm going to continue through the next 6mm and seed bead. I'll add 8 seed beads, and I'm going to go through the large seed bead. Add 8 more seed beads and go through the next small seed bead. Add 8 more seed beads and go through the next seed bead and keep following that around until you're coming out of the large seed bead. Pull that tight. Next, I'll add 3 6mm beads with small seed beads in between, and I'll string that on. Then I want to go through the large seed bead plus all of those beads I just added. I'll continue through the large seed bead and the next 3 seed beads. Flip it over to continue, adding seed beads around. Add 5 seed beads and go through the next seed bead. Add 8 seed beads and go through the next seed bead. Add 5 seed beads and go through the 3 seed beads before the large one, and the next 3. Flip it back over. Now we want to continue going around towards the tail here. So I'm going to go through the next 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll add 1 seed bead, skip that corner seed bead, and go through the next 4 seed beads. I'll add 1 seed bead and go through the next 4 seed beads. Add a seed bead, skip that corner seed bead, and go through the next 4 seed beads. Add 5 seed beads, skip the next 3 seed beads, and go through the next 4. And this should be kind of a little angled triangle here. This will be the top of this component, this part of the component. Add 1 seed bead, skip the corner, go through the next 4 seed beads. Add a seed bead, go through the next 4 seed beads. Add a seed bead, skip the corner, go through the next 4 seed beads. Next, I'll add 3 seed beads, a 6mm and a seed bead, and string that on. Go back up through the 6mm and the next seed bead. Add 2 seed beads, skip these 3 here, and go through the next 4 seed beads. Or 5. So we're just going to continue around until we're coming out of this tip seed bead here. Going through 5 seed beads there. 4, 5, and through the next 3. So now I'm coming out of the middle of these 5 seed beads. Next, I'll add 15 seed beads and string that on. I'm going to flip this over, and I want to go up through the 8th seed bead from the bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull that tight. Add 3 seed beads and go through the 4th seed bead from where you're coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 3 seed beads, and you want to go through the tip and the next 2. Turn this back around. Add 3 seed beads, and we want to go through the middle of these 3. Add 3 seed beads, and we want to go through the middle of these 3 plus the next one. So you're coming out right before the tip. Turn this around. skip that tip seed bead and go through the next 2. And when I pull that tight, that should make an angle out of this end here. Add 3 more seed beads, go through the middle of these 3. Add 3 seed beads, go through the middle of these 3 seed beads plus the next one. Turn this back around. I'm going to skip this tip seed bead and go through the next 4. Makes another angle there. Add 3 seed beads, and I want to go through the middle of these 3 plus the next one. Then I'm going to go down and up and back to get to this side. So I'm going to go down 1 seed bead here in the V, up the other seed bead in that V, and then I want to go back down these 2 seed beads. Can turn it around here. Add 3 seed beads, and I want to go through the middle of these 3 plus the next one. And I want to go down the seed bead in the V to get to the other side. Then down the next 3. Turn that around. Then I want to skip this bead in the middle and go through all the way around. Pull that tight. Continue around till I'm coming out of the seed bead just before that middle one. I'll skip that middle one and continue around. That creates a little corner on both of these sides. As you do that, this part of the component becomes a little bit curved, but that's okay. That gives it some dimension. So just make sure that it's, if it's curved in, that's the back, and the front will be kind of curved out. I'm just going to continue around before tying a knot. And here's where I can tie a knot. This is the finished component, which can be either a pendant or an earring, and I'll show you both. But first I'll need to snip these ends. Okay, I've snipped both the ends of the thread, and if I'm going to make this into an earring, I just need to take the ear hook and open it. And hook that on there and then close it. And that would be for the earring. If you are making the pendant, then you just need to take the jump ring or the bail and hook that on. And close that. Then you can just put the chain through the bail or the jump ring. And that is your finished pendant.